In high school sports, both Sycamore softball and baseball saw their seasons come to an end today. The softball team lost 2-8 as Antioch has now ended their seasons in back-to-back years, and baseball falling to Morris 3-5, coming up just short of their second straight trip to state. The Spartans made things interesting late. Kyle Preble and Matt Rosado knocked 3 runs across in the final 2 innings, but the late comeback was stopped short to end their run. Congrats to both teams on their great seasons.